The cosmic winds howled through the void between galaxies as a strange disturbance rippled through space-time. A presence was rising, not born of stars, nor forged in the crucible of creation, but built from the fractured psyche of two of Earth's most powerful minds. Magneto's rage and Professor X's suppressed darkness had once merged to create Onslaught, a being of immeasurable psychic and physical power. Thought dead, cast into another dimension and torn apart by Earth's heroes, Onslaught was scattered across multiversal particles, dormant. Until now, in the deep reaches of a dying star system, a rift tore through reality. Unnatural storms of psionic energy spewed forth like venom. From this chaos, the silhouette of Onslaught emerged once more, reborn and more evolved than ever. No longer was he tethered to a singular form. His new existence spanned mental planes and quantum realms. He had become more than mutant, more than man. He was now a being of existential malice, feeding not just on hatred, but on fear itself. Onslaught's rebirth echoed across dimensions, and that echo reached a being who sensed shifts not in time, but in the fundamental balance of the cosmos. Galactus, the world devourer, a remnant of a previous universe, transformed by cosmic fire, had drifted for eons in a semi-dormant state after satiating himself upon the energy of 4 planets in the Andromeda stream. His herald, the Silver Surfer, had long since departed to seek his own redemption. Alone, Galactus slept, but Onslaught's psychic shockwave shook even the most primal forces awake. Galactus stirred. Within the infinite threshold, Galactus's interdimensional realm of rest, he peered through the ether, eyes glowing like dying suns. He beheld Onslaught ripping through the astral plane, converting mindscapes into cathedrals of torment. Minds across galaxies were being infected. Civilizations fell into mass hysteria. Prophets lost their sanity. Even Watchers, those eternal observers of the multiverse, dared not speak his name. Onslaught had a new goal, ascendancy over cosmic forces. He no longer sought only the domination of Earth or the minds of men. He sought to rewrite the hierarchy of existence. He aimed to unseat those who ruled above gods, the living tribunal, eternity, death, and yes, even Galactus. His plan was simple in its ambition and terrifying in its scope: to convert the power cosmic into a psychic weapon, to bend it to his will and remake the fabric of reality as his mindscape. As his influence spread, Onslaught's new host form took shape, a war-armored colossus draped in chaos energy, with the burning eyes of Magneto, the haunting calm of Xavier, and now, the limitless energy of fear itself, siphoned from a realm he'd conquered. Meanwhile, Galactus dispatched one of his last drones to the Oracle of Zen-La. Her readings confirmed the worst. Onslaught had gained partial control over the negative zone and was tapping into the dimension of nightmares. If left unchecked, he would soon reach the level of a universal singularity, a sentient black hole of willpower and thought. Knowing the stakes, Galactus made his decision. No longer was this a battle for survival or sustenance. This was about cosmic balance. If Onslaught rose to full power, he would twist all minds, mortal or divine, to his dominion. The fundamental pillars of logic, emotion, matter, and time would collapse into a psychic storm. Galactus could not allow that. For all his hunger and arrogance, the Devourer of Worlds was a force of equilibrium. He devoured to sustain the cycle of death and rebirth. Onslaught would devour only to reign. Galactus began constructing a device in his world ship, an amplifier capable of weaponizing his own life essence. To confront Onslaught required more than brute force. It required a focused will, something Galactus rarely utilized in battle. He would become more than a god of consumption. He would become an avatar of universal resistance. As the device began its calibration, Galactus called out across the void to the few cosmic beings who might hear. The Celestials, the Stranger, and even the Tribunal, but none answered. They feared Onslaught's reach. The war for minds was already being lost. Onslaught sensed Galactus's defiance. A twisted grin formed across his ethereal face. He welcomed the challenge. To absorb Galactus was to absorb hunger itself. To consume the Devourer was to feast upon the principle of entropy and become unstoppable. Come, World Eater, come and be devoured. Galactus, now fully awakened, exited hyperspace like a god returning to war. His body stretched vast across the stars, surrounded by a halo of imploding gravity and solar storms. In his hands, he wielded the Null Stave, not as a weapon of destruction, but as a channel of cosmic will. Galactus, the Devourer of Worlds. Onslaught, the god of psychic dominion. The battle for cosmic sanity was about to begin. Galactus descended into Onslaught's throne world like a collapsing supernova. The space around him twisted under his gravity, and suns in nearby systems dimmed at his arrival. Onslaught stood atop a pyramid of screaming thought forms, his armor now alive with writhing faces, each a conquered mind. "You dare challenge me, ancient hunger?" Onslaught thundered, his voice echoing across realities. "I am balance," Galactus replied, his voice low and rumbling like the collapse of galaxies. "And you are infection." Without further words, they struck. Galactus unleashed a beam of pure power cosmic, wide enough to shear moons in half. Onslaught raised a shield of psionic antimatter, splitting the blast and hurling it into a warp zone. He countered with a wave of psychic energy, each tendril carrying enough power to erase the mind of a celestial. Galactus grunted, shielding himself in a cocoon of trans-dimensional metal. Planets crumbled from the side effects. Galactus charged, grabbing Onslaught and slamming him into a collapsing nebula. The sheer force caused the nearby systems to shift in orbit. Onslaught roared, exploding in a burst of pure emotion. Rage, fear, hate, weaponized into blades of mind energy that stabbed through Galactus's armor. The Devourer stumbled. Onslaught surged, forming spears of condensed trauma and hurling them like missiles. Galactus bled light, his energies dimming. "You are weakening," Onslaught hissed, his psychic claws driving into Galactus's core. "Even your hunger isn't eternal." But Galactus, despite the agony, channeled focus like never before. His amplifier flared to life, pulling raw entropy from the cosmic bleed. He placed his hand on Onslaught's chest, not to destroy, but to devour his essence. Onslaught screamed, trying to resist. He dove into Galactus's mind, conjuring illusions of universes falling, ancient failures, the loneliness of eons. But Galactus endured. He was beyond emotion now. He was pure necessity. With a final pulse of the amplifier, Galactus reversed the psychic link and began feeding. Not on worlds, but on Onslaught's mind itself. Onslaught's form flickered. "No, I am the future. I am—" "You are undone," Galactus said. In one final surge, Galactus consumed the entire construct of Onslaught's psyche, Magneto's rage, Xavier's darkness, the fear-siphoned power, all devoured in a blinding vortex of cosmic hunger. The throne world collapsed. Silence. Only Galactus remained, battered but victorious. Around him, the astral screams faded. Minds corrupted across galaxies were freed. The balance was preserved. Galactus turned, his gaze piercing dimensions once more. The Devourer had fed, not on matter, but on madness.